Let me see. There we go. Can we do a mic check?
Can you guys hear us now?
All right. I think I had a little bit of. There we go. There we go. Now we got people. I hope that the audio got fixed. Let me see.
Yeah, someone said there you go.
There you go.
Steve Silva.
Sorry, I was hyped up too, man. So sorry. You should have heard my intro. It was so good.
There's
These bloopers. These bloopers.
Is there an echo, guys, or is it sound all right?
We got sound.
Can you guys hear it?
Let me check this.
All right. Thank you, Adam Lopez. Let's see.
Sounds good. I'm listening to it on.
All right, we're sounding good.
Yeah.
We're sounding nice and stout, nice and. All right, my friends. Well, I started off with some cool music and everything, man. I had it hyped, but I'll give you a little hint. It was nice and suspenseful. I was like, why? Because I'm sitting on fat stacks of Dogecoin. That's why. All right. So beyond that, I had a pleasure to have you guys on here. I want to say first and foremost, before anybody goes anywhere, if you can smash that like and heart and reaction button, even a wow. Drop a wow reaction in the comments. It will help us grow this podcast / show / interactive talk show. It's the only podcast that uses your comments as a feedback, and it's an interactive talk show. So it's definitely shout out to my good friend Paul Rogers Jr. Man, pleasure to have you on here. Thank you so much. My mom is asking where the hater shades at. They moved around my office. We moved around our podcast studio, and they have misplaced my box of hater shades. But I think it's because they're setting up a display where you will be able to see all the hater shades that I have in my collection. Those, of course, what are hater shades? People are already in the crowd, already curious. You know, they want hater shades. What do those things do? They're essentially sunglasses that block out haters from all your vision. So they immediately turn into like what John Cena is, where you can't see them. It's just like invisibility. So it's cool. You guys need it. So Robert Herrera, welcome. Doji Gang. He's in it. That's how it's like summoning Beetlejuice. You just have to say it a couple of times, and you're in the club. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that heart button. And we're about to bring in a very special guest, a very dear friend of mine, crypto guru / musician, comedian / content creating jack of all trades. This dude is talented. By the way, I only keep the most talented, charismatic, handsome crew around me. That's got number one. You gotta have charisma, you gotta have humor, you gotta have talent in all these sorts of aspects in order to be my friend. Bottom line, this guy is oozing in all of those categories. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, I'm telling you the truth. Charisma, level 11 out of 10. Okay. Intelligence, through the roof, immeasurable. All right, immeasurable. Please put your hands together, my friends, for the very lovely, the very handsome, the very talented, Mr. Luis E. Cantu, aka Louis Fannin. Here we go, Louis. Thank you so much for joining me. And no, happy at you, bro. There you go. You got a hater, bro.
Synthetic haters.
Yeah. You had a dude hate on you, bro. What happened, dude? You stole his chick. What happened?
Thanks for having me on here. It's always a pleasure being here, Raymond.
The crypto guru, my friend. The floor is yours, and I want to let people know that Luis, last time he was here, he's already made several clients, thousands of dollars. All right, This dude, the people that took his advice jumped on board, regardless if they think Dogecoin is a joke. They jumped on board and they said, you know what? Let's just go and see what this is all about. What happened, Louis? What happened? Tell me a few stories of some clients that jumped on board with what we had to say last time. Not only are we funny, charismatic, extremely handsome, but the information that we're saying, the valuable content, is bringing actual financial prosperity to our friends and fans listening right now.
Yeah, so last time I was on here, we were talking about the technology behind blockchain, and we went over certain traits that we should look for in blockchains when we're studying these. I consider them stocks of the new layer of the internet. And one of the coins we talked about was Dogecoin. And even though I expressed my dislike of the fundamentals in Dogecoin, it doesn't mean that I don't think it's going to go up. I think that because Elon Musk is such a big influencer, and because he keeps pumping up Dogecoin, um, May 8th may be a big day for it because now you're seeing the economy slowly turn back on. So you're seeing these giant television shows that used to be in a pandemic like stance, all of a sudden are now hosting shows again. So what Elon Musk is doing is prepping almost like a tour to go on TV and to various television shows. And some of the ones that I know for sure he's going to be on is Ellen DeGeneres and Saturday Night Live. So if he's going to be hosting those kinds of events, we can imagine Dogecoin receiving some of that pump, right? Because those channels will be viewed by millions of Americans and even certain foreigners that are looking into our nation. So, hey, man, it's exciting. If you have Dogecoin,
I, I just gotta make a. I'm just gonna make Epic part of
the show.
The show. He's gonna constantly interrupt me, no matter how many times I tell him. I'm gonna give him his own segment. Like he's gonna come in here and interrupt us in some way or fashion. I just gotta accept it. What do you guys think? I'm just gonna accept it, make it his own segment. Yeah, we have Epic. Everybody give
a button. We create a button for the Epic.
Yeah, something like. Let me see if I got like.
How many likes are we at, brother? So we can do predictions.
We're at 60 likes right now. But
okay.
People are saying that we're having like some echo, a little bit of echo. So I'm
Should I move this further?
Yeah. You don't have to be that close to it. Let's see. Just make sure that we're hooked up real good. Hold on. Let me just.
Is that mic still on over there?
No, we're good. Speak real quick. Just test the mic.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man. Dogecoin is, even though it's a joke, or it started off as a joke, it does have a community, and that's the most important thing behind any financial network is you need to have a community that cares. So, how many of you have Dogecoin? Let us know in the comments. You don't have to let us know how many you have, but you could say like I'm a Dogecoin holder, just so we can see the sentiment of the chat room.
I personally
maybe they don't care, but I think they do. So
yeah, I have some Dogecoin, and I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for Elon Musk to shill. I might even throw in an extra $50.
Yeah.
If you double, triple your money, hey dude, that's winning, baby. That's winning.
That's winning.
Danger Dave back there. Our production man is making sure that everything mechanically is running sound and a-okay.
So yeah, like a lot of people are saying they have Dogecoin. Yeah. El Paso has Dogecoin. Someone says they're a diamond hand holder with 85K Dogecoin.
Oh, Daniel has a 150K Dogecoin, part of the freaking army over here.
Yeah. And you have some people talking about other coins as well.
Jordan, dude, nice picture. I like the picture with what's it? Does that dog have a name?
I don't think it has a name, but the people call it by its breed, which is like a Shibanu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a Shib.
Does somebody know the species of the Dogecoin dog? And by the way, if you're wondering how to get situated with your share of Dogecoin, I call it Dogecoin because it is the most obnoxious way that I can say that. Okay, so I'm purposely
and it's a meme, so you could say it wrong, and it's like, yeah,
Dogecoin.
that's the point.
That's what I call it. And so if you got some sweet, sweet Dogecoin like I do, I put mind you, this is me. I gamble and go big or go home. So I always put $100 bet on the Dallas Cowboys to win a Super Bowl, no matter what. Doesn't matter what it looks like, because the odds are always going to be stacked against me. But if they win, sopas, my life has changed, baby. My life has changed. It's like putting $100 on Jake Paul against Mayweather. You know, you'd be a millionaire overnight with $100. Maybe make $1 million. I'll bet on Jake Paul all day, bro. Just for the sake of, if I was Floyd, I would bet against myself, take a dive, win obscene amounts of money, and then invest it in Dogecoin. I would be the richest. I would beat Bezos and Elon Musk put together. That's if I was Floyd Mayweather. Tarnish your legacy, take a dive at the end, make lots of money, troll everybody. That's a little extreme. But that's just me, Luis. I'm sorry.
No, in the future, you'll be able to bet on those kinds of events using cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin, like Ripple. In your comment section, a lot of people were saying Ripple. They're probably talking about XRP because XRP won the case against the Security Exchange Commission. So now you could see Ripple go up there to $3, $5 realistically in this cycle. So some people that are holding on to Ripple feel really happy about that. Congratulations, those Ripple holders are sitting on great bags because now you don't have the Security Exchange Commission like eyeballing you. So now they're a little bit safer. Dogecoin, like we said, man, even though the fundamentals are a little bit iffy, it's a great hold. What are we at 100 likes yet?
No, we're at 67 likes. We need these to hit these people to hit 100 likes.
Shiba
Inu.
That's how you say it, yeah.
Joaquin Siva says he's holding fat bags of Dogecoin, baby. Way to go, Joaquin. Let's see. Steve Silva says he's got XRP, but it's down right now. I appreciate your comments, big time. Joaquin Siva's going all in on the XRP.
Yeah, he's shilling it. Another coin that's really exploding right now is Matic.
Chill out, baby.
So Polygon is like a layer 2 network for the Ethereum 2.0. So if those of you that have been holding on Matic, you're sitting at 420% profits. Oh yeah, and what happened last time is that some people joined the Telegram group, and we joined this cryptocurrency called Glass on day one.
Okay.
And
day one.
Yeah.
What price?
It was like 0.0000008 or something, like 8 9 zeros, and then like so we got in day one, and some of the ones that followed me, like if they got in when I did, like within 10 minutes they saw a 10x.
Wow.
So within the same 48 hours, I mean, I posted about it on my story, and some people even reached out and they joined the Telegram group because of it.
Just remind everybody that is the Telegram app.
Yeah.
And Luis is on there, and he has his own. Can you comment, Luis, on the page on the stream?
Yeah.
That way I can pull up your account, and that way you guys can see Luis's account. Make sure you add the correct Luis Icantu.
Yeah.
Crypto guru / meme creator / master of dankness.
There you go. I commented my Facebook tag.
Right,
so we had some people join the Telegram group, and some of them made, they caught it in pretty early. They made a 2x, 3x. And I always preach to take out your initial investment as soon as possible. So, I've been posting tutorials on how to use the various apps that I use personally. So it's like sitting right next to me in the Telegram group. Every time I make a move, I make a video, me making the move in real time, and then I post it. They see it within 5 minutes of me doing the action. So it's like sitting right next to me, and you can copy my moves if you want. And I talk about, doing it smart to daily cost average in, daily cost average out. and I sort of give signals for to buy, and then everyone's sell strategy is different. But so far, my buy signals have been about 80% of the time they win, meaning 80% of the signals that I give in cryptocurrencies in my niche market, uh, you're going to see at least 100% within the next week. And I don't say that to be cocky. It's just statistically, like that's my track record. It's like you average it out. That's how it is. I wish it was better, but
You heard it here first, folks. This guy's the cockiest man on the planet. Okay?
when it comes to cryptocurrencies, like I don't mean to be a dick, but like it's like I was one of the first ones to be talking about cryptocurrencies in the valley,
Yeah.
and I did that because I wanted us to get wealthy together.
Yeah.
I was like, if we all bought Bitcoin and it was $200 when I was promoting it, there would be a lot of multimillionaires in the valley, So that's what I was seeing in my head. Like, I wasn't rich. I'm not a multimillionaire. So like, the best thing you could do is get your community to have crypto, so that at least people can start accepting it in your local businesses, or even taking it and investing it back into your community.
So Cortez says that group has been helpful on Telegram. Thanks, Luis. Appreciate that, Mr. Noise. Hashtag.
Thanks, Noe.
Shout out to Salsa El Vaquero. Check that out too. You know, us down here in South Texas, we know how to make some good cooking salsa. And my buddy Noe Cortez actually has his own salsa. So you got to check that out too. We got my buddy Luis. He got doing that Telegram group is at Enigma-esque. Is that the Telegram?
That's why they can reach out to me. I mean, I don't just add people on there. There's a membership fee, and it would be bad for all the other members if I just added random people.
So, but they message you on your Facebook first?
Yeah.
And then they get added to that group?
Yes.
So, in that group, can you tell us, without mentioning any names, we don't want to get anybody in trouble or, maybe get Joe Biden to come down on with some taxes.
With some tax, yeah.
But without mentioning any names, what are some of the success stories of some clients that you've had recently, just since we did our last video?
Since the last video, it's been about 6 days?
Yeah, it's like
2
days ago.
The greatest success story that because I'm running a contest on my Telegram group where whoever makes the most gains gets a bonus. Like, you get a bonus just for showing people like, it's possible. So one of the Telegram members invested $1,000 into that currency I talked about, and it turned into 6. So
that's what I'm talking
that's $5,000 within 48 hours of investing. I mean, you don't see these returns anywhere else. That's why today J.P. Morgan released a press release where they said that cryptocurrencies have been surpassing the gains that you find in the S&P market. So, that means that finally we have banks looking into the cryptocurrency stocks, and they're saying, man, the returns on this market are insane. They're finally legitimizing it slowly, and I think that the window of time for regulation is dwindling down. I think by the next cycle, it'll be heavily regulated. So
and Alex Sanchez is saying, I need to get into that group. Yeah, bro, I did the smart thing, okay? Why? Porque I'm one of the smartest guys on your whole timeline. Let's just face facts. I just gave him my money. Hey, Luis, you're the expert at this. I trust you. You get me whenever. And he's like, whenever Bitcoin reaches $100,000, we're going to be sitting on.
So with special clients, Raymond's a little bit different because he has a bigger bag. He could afford it. So we have an agreement where like he basically shadows all my trades. So like when I get to $1 million, he gets $500,000. It's like it's a contractual relationship. But we can have that. You talk to me, we can have something like that. But in the Telegram group, it's more like you're shadowing me, and you use your own money at your certain percentage. Whatever you can afford to purchase or sell at that time is what I recommend. But it's all percentages.
I gotta give you some clout, Luis. I gotta give you some clout. By the way, my buddy Luis E. Cantu, guys, right here. In case you're wondering, there's his Facebook. You can add him, and that's your Twitter, right? At Enigma-esque.
Yeah, and that's my Facebook. Like, if you type that in on Facebook search, my name will come out.
Cool. So while the pandemic was going on, I was actually able to pull out some of these crypto earnings and hold me over while the thing was locked down. So actually, people are saying, "Oh, this is fake money," blah blah blah.
It came in handy.
It did,
Yeah.
and it came in the clutch.
Like for one of them specifically, uh, Raymond invested 1,500, and that's the one where he pulled out 5K from. So like, it ended up being good because even though the amount was locked in for 6 months, it was working for him. And so I talk about staking platforms, and that's one of the ones that saved us during the pandemic. It was Hex, which now it's a huge coin. It has 20,000 members, and it's like number 16 of all the entire blockchains that exist. So we try to find blockchain networks, before they go mainstream, and you put a small position in, $100 to $200, whatever you can afford, and you wait, and you sit, and what?
And that right there is huge because you're ahead. You're ahead of all these crypto forums
And the trends. Think about NFTs.
trends,
Remember NFTs? Those of you that follow me on Facebook, I talked about NFTs like 2 months before it became mainstream. Like I was telling people, hey, let's buy Luxo. Luxo's at $1, guys, and Luxo is like a blockchain that is used to create NFTs. Well, when NFTs went viral 40 days later, that blockchain 25x. So those that were in the Telegram group and just let's say they only put $100, all of a sudden it turned into $2,500. That's the kind of returns that you see when you catch the trend before the mainstream consciousness. And so to do that, you have to have some experience.
Andrew R is asking, Doji is at 31 cents. Do we buy or what?
I personally think that Dogecoin is going to pump because you have billionaire Elon Musk that's shilling it publicly, and he has like 80 million Twitter followers. And if everyone is hearing this sentiment, you can only imagine what's going to happen when it's televised on all these shows that he's going to shill it on. So I mean, I feel like it is going to get a spike, but for how long? For an hour? For 2 days? I don't know for how long it's going to spike. That's what I want people to understand. If it touches $1, for how long will it touch $1? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Like you better call your day off on May 8th and be on your computer and dedicate that entire day to just looking at your positions if you're going to go that way. That's what I have to say about Dogecoin. Don't go to work that day if you're going to put in $10,000 and hope that it goes overnight. Nah, dedicate that entire day that people are going to be shilling and just sit there in front of your positions.
So realistically, right now, like at 31 cents, if you were to put in, let's say,
you could also set stop losses. I teach you about that in my Telegram group.
So this is why I keep them around, my friends.
We also have an expert who has been involved in the Chicago, what is it called? The Mercantile Exchange, which is like one of the most prestige exchanges in the entire world. It's up there. It is the the Wall Street peak of the fruit. So the connections that we have in our circle, like Raymond says, he doesn't keep these low frequency people around. Gary Vaynerchuk and a bunch of other entrepreneurial minds always say that you become the top 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? So if you have like 5 people that are constantly drinking and not investing, well, you're most likely going to drink and not invest. So
I like to make people think that I'm not as smart as I look, or yeah,
like a
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like people think, look at this guy, he's all crazy, he's dumb, he's kooky, and I'm like, you don't know anything about what I'm doing.
I wish people knew who you were, like off screen, because that's when I see the most intelligent Raymond. Like I see the Raymond that's like talking about like the demographics. Like I think that if we, like the actual planning behind the show. So we talk about like the script. Like he plays this character Raymond Horta, and then he has this actual person, his sovereign person, Raymond Horta. And so like having the distinction between what he conveys online and who he is in real person is what makes it funny for us that see the real him. Because he plays this goofy gesture, but he's extremely intelligent off screen. And I always ask him, why do you do this? Though it's just to troll people, just to mess with their heads. I like for them to think that I'm dumb. I'm like, well, at least you keep your ace hidden in the sleeve,
Yeah, hey. Because here's the thing: if they start seeing how smart I am, they're gonna expect more from me.
Yeah.
And hey, that's Hey, I'm not here to work.
I see it in my Telegram group. Like now, everyone's asking me all kinds of questions, and it's more work. Yeah, but yeah, if
Exactly.
you're curious, just contact me, find me, and on there I post tutorials on the apps that I use. So you get a tour on the app and how to do everything on there, how to read the order book on that specific application. And also, you get a little bit of my philosophy. So sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have my phone there and I'm looking at the market with you and I'm clicking on coins and I'm like, let's see what's happening, looking at articles with you. And I'm sort of synthesizing and analyzing in real time. And you get it, a minute, 2 minutes after it happens. So there's a small gap of latency. But for the most part, it's like sitting right next to a 12-year veteran cryptocurrency trade and holder that sort of guides you through the market and the trends that are in the horizon. Because by the time that you hear it or see it on Coinbase or you see it, your grandma talking about Dogecoin, it's sort of too late. Like it's sort of like, man, your time to buy Dogecoin was when it was 0.008 cents. That was the life changing moment, and some people did. They held, and they're millionaires now. Man, I wish I held my Dogecoin. It would have been like 250,000 or something, like U.S. dollars. But we have a small position that's there. I mean, like we do that. Diversifying is the one of the most important things you could do because, like, if you at least had a small portion of it, it's like a nice little stimulus check for some people. Hey,
So Steve Silva is
hey,
asking,
safe
what's your
mode.
Facebook so I can follow you, bro? And once again, we're talking to my buddy Luis E. Cantu, Crypto Guru, at Enigma-esque on Twitter and Facebook. And you can actually see him and join him on Telegram. Add him on Facebook because from here till Saturday, I'm gonna probably pump in like maybe
300.
200-300 bucks.
Same. I want to
You
put
know,
in. Yeah.
like just if it goes
Oh.
to a dollar, it'll essentially triple, and I'll turn my 300 bucks into like 900 to $1,000. So I mean, I'm fine with that. That's playing the smart short game. Now, what happens if this thing really blows up, Luis? What's going to go through your mind?
So the best thing you could do, right? This is coming from one of my close friends, uh, Joshua Ballinger recommends that if there's ever going to be a movement in either direction, you don't know what direction it's gonna, you just know it's gonna move drastically. The best thing you could do in a market like that is to use what's called a butterfly option, a butterfly spread option. So it's where you have several positions in both directions, up and down, and it gets the average of the motion, and you basically win the median, the leftover on either side. So it's like a good way to win money no matter what happens. You just know that it's going to move. You don't know how far or for how long. Butterfly spread option is one of the best things you could do. Otherwise, hold in. Like I said, the layman version is to stay home and watch your computer and sell when you're on profit. If you're not going to do that and you don't know how to use the technology that it takes to do a butterfly option spread, then that's when you need to contact a consultant or at least research on YouTube if you have the time.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing: Jason Aranda is asking, what app do you use? We actually put a link in the caption of this video.
Yep.
That is a link straight to KuCoin. All right. Shout out to my buddy Ku Agenti. Has nothing to do with KuCoin at all.
But it has his name. Yeah.
He's a comedian out of.
I thought you were gonna say like he invented the app.
Yeah, KuCoin, KU Coin, and we have the link set up in the caption of the video. So once this video ends, you can go back and watch it. And if you click on that link that takes you to KuCoin, what happens from there, Luis? How do these people sign up and become Doji bazillionaires?
So it'll take you straight to the application's home screen where you get to sign in, and it's essentially uh, an exchange where you could trade cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin, Litecoin, the major volume coins, into any other cryptocurrency you can think of. You can trade, for example, a hundredth of a Bitcoin for the same value in Doge. So you can buy some of the newer cryptocurrencies that just came out last week. Some of them are already on the exchange. So if you're ever wondering how come I buy a coin on Coinbase and it never goes up, it's because by the time that a coin is on Coinbase, it already like people like me already sucked all the juice out of it. We already got all the profits from it, and we're like, okay, this is not a scam. You could give it to the normies, and then we put it on Coinbase, and it's like the last thing that it does.
Wow.
After it moved up, it got
people-
listed on every exchange. You
If
know,
people are using Coinbase right now, they're really missing out.
you're missing out because you're seeing the end of the channel of value, and like it starts with the contract. The first day that the contract is released is the best time that you could get into a coin. But you know, with coins like these oscillators like Dogecoin and Litecoin that oscillate with the market, meaning they go up during out season and then they die after out season, you know, you can make money swinging in it. But be very careful, and like this show is not a financial show. This is not advice, but this is entertainment, and we do speculate together. But I don't want anyone losing out there just because they think that Elon Musk can move the market dramatically. Maybe it'll only go up 10 cents from here. Maybe it'll go up 30. The point being, like, it's gonna move, and you better be ready. You know, when you're in profit, I'd say sell. The best thing you could do is sell when you're in profit, because what happens is your greed takes over, right? Has this ever happened to any of you? You're in a trade, you bought early, you're up 4x or you're up 2x, and you made money on paper, and you go to sleep, and you wake up the next day, and you go and check your computer, and all of a sudden you're down 30%, and you're like, well, why? What happened? You didn't take profit, right? If you're up a whole bag, right, you should at least take out your initial or half of it, so that if you do come back in the morning and you're down 30%, well, now you have liquidity, you have cash to put it back in and buy a bigger share. So that's called, there's a phrase for it, and it's called compound core number compounding, where you look at a number and you're saying every time it goes over this number, I'm selling that top, and when it goes below it, I'm buying back in. So I teach these strategies in Telegram.
This is why I keep them around, guys. This guy's.
I teach these strategies on Telegram, and if you don't get it at first on the chat, you can ask me infinite questions. I'm not gonna get bored of you, because you're part of a community that's helping each other. Sometimes it's not me who's answering the question. You don't just have me. You have an expert analyst in there with us. You have an actual developer that's creating a blockchain to analyze these coins with us. So shout out to Nathan Schwartz, and shout out to Robert Daniel, who helps me with the technical analysis behind crypto. So it's not just me; it's a team of people, and even Ballinger is involved in it. So like, there's parts of the group that haven't been set out yet. We also have Omar and a few other people that are going to be joining us. So it's think of it like a think tank of people that are looking for these blue chip cryptocurrencies. And while we might be wrong sometimes, 80% of the time, these coins can make life changing money. So you know, it's all on risk management and opportunity. If you just sit there and watch this crypto market happen, you'll have to wait 4 years for the next super cycle. So it's either wait, plan, or do it right now, pull the trigger, and go about it. You know, any comment, any predictions or any questions?
I just want to reemphasize to people that we put the caption, the link to get onto KuCoin.
In the link, yeah,
video.
yeah.
So
It's a big blue link.
The caption is in the description of the video, and you should be able to just click on that link and
to sign up.
from there. They just sign up.
Yeah, it takes you to the sign up. Like, you make an account, and you don't have to have it verified if you're not going to be moving a large amount of money. If you're not going to move more than a Bitcoin a day, so if you're not moving $50,000 more a day, you don't have to get it verified yet. But the option is there for know your customer verification, and all that means is, like, if you want a higher limit, if you're a millionaire and you want to be able to buy more than one Bitcoin a day, then you can't do that on KuCoin. If you're like me, who's just trading with less than a Bitcoin a day, then using the application by itself, just by signing in, is enough. If you already have a way to buy Bitcoin, like if you already have Coinbase and Cash App and you're verified on there, there's no need to get verified on this Hong Kong app. Like, don't even mess with Chinese servers. Just use it as a way to get the coin and then get back out of there and put it back into your wallet.
So you can actually take the coin from KuCoin's app and then deliver it to your Coinbase wallet.
If you have the coin address. So if Coinbase supports the coin, like, you can send your Tron from KuCoin to Coinbase, and they'll take it. They'll be like, okay, that's it. And you send the address, right? You send it to the address on your KuCoin, and now you have your position on Coinbase where it's insured and it's safer and it's not in a Hong Kong server. However, KuCoin got hacked this one time, and no customer was hurt by it. Even though some customers got hacked, KuCoin was insured as well, so they recovered everyone's funds. And ever since that day, I've trusted the app because I'm like, well, they could have messed with everyone's funds and they didn't. So they got one time to prove themselves, and that's why I promote it. But if you click on the link, it'll essentially sign you up under an account where I can see who's on there, and then it'll help you make better decisions because I can see when you make a bad trade. It kind of helps you create like a community of people to have stats together. Because some people might not tell me when they make a trade. They might not tell me that they made a loss or that they sold at a loss or bought at the top. So having a community of traders that are in the same blockchain with you sort of helps you gauge what the market is doing because it's not just your own brain. You have a team of people behind that. So for the most part, it's $20 a month, but you'll get 2 to 3 signals a month where if you're fast enough and you get in there with me, you make money with me more than $20, and it pays for itself. Like I already have one guy on the first day made enough to pay for the membership for a whole year.
Wow.
So
so make sure we're at 91 likes right now. Make sure you like this video right now. Help us get over 100 likes right now. And what would you tell people that are barely starting to get into it? They don't know anything about.
If you don't know anything about crypto, just know that PayPal and Robinhood are fake crypto, meaning you cannot move the funds out of there. It's like sort of like a pretend Bitcoin and a pretend Ethereum that they actually have the keys to, and you have a paper that says that you own the keys. So it's a custodial ownership. What you really want is something like Coinbase or Binance or KuCoin that allow you to move your Bitcoin into a physical wallet, like how we have some of the funds. You need to have it locked, the ability to lock it up in a safe, and to do that, it needs to be something that you can remove from the exchange. So Robinhood and PayPal are big no's for me for now because of that reason. If you're a noob, stay away from them and go with Coinbase. At least they're insured. Also, if you're going to send funds from somewhere to another location, you always want to try a little bit. Like try $1 first. So, I can't tell you how many times I've sent like $100 thinking that I sent it to the right address, and no, I just like lost that money. Like I messed up. I messed a letter, or it was the wrong address. I tried sending Bitcoin to Ethereum at like in the very beginning when I was a noob, and I lost like $400 like that. And I'm like, well, fastest way that I've ever lost $400. Like, and now today that $400 is like thousands. Like I wish that I had learned early on.
That's why you got a Telegram group, because you avoid making those types of noob mistakes.
Yes.
By learning from somebody that's already done it.
Yeah, and to confirm, there's ways to confirm, to check on the blockchain how many times your funds have been confirmed by the network itself. So I like teaching people what they're missing. So if you all go on there and you're an expert and you're just wanting to know, like, hey man, how are you making money? I already know how to do everything. I just want to know where you're going. You can do that. Or if you're a complete noob and you don't know what to do at all, I can also help you start up. And I choose safer coins for those people, like where you have to hold them for longer points of time. And with experts, I tell them, hey man, this is a 2-dayer. Like I'm only gonna be in there for 2 days. Here's the contract. Jump in and out, and they'll do it with me. But it's all depending on your education level and your expertise level. But you can grow in my community, and Raymond Orta supports it because he's seen how I work. I'm not gonna give you fake advice, or I'm not going to tell you lies. If you make a bad trade, I'll tell you, hey, that was a bad trade because this article was public and you should have done your research. If I found this article in 10 minutes, you should have been able to find it. Why did you buy this coin? It's obviously a scam. Look at this. So like I try to keep you from making those mistakes because I've lost so much money doing it. And after 12 years, I told myself, why do I just sit on this? Why don't I monetize it? So this is me finally coming out of the woodworks after 12 years of being in the space. And although I'm not a multimillionaire, like I've consistently lived off of it. Where like I compare the crypto life to that of the leafcutter ant. Like leafcutter ants don't go and hunt like regular ants. They have like this mold inside their house. It's like they have in a specific room and they feed it leaves and they just keep growing the mold and they feed off of the mold and it's sort of like helps them survive through the winter. So cryptocurrencies can be like that to some people, like sort of like you're living off of it, but because the purchasing power is retained so well, and because the way that the deflationary properties of it function, it sort of like allows you to experience real hard money, where like it's you spend $10,000, but like you still have the money because they kept growing as the market grows, so you're experiencing that kind of environment. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, and then the noobs have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you're doing it for a living, there's a way to yield farm and get dividends where like you're no longer having to go in and clock in. You're in a different layer. You're thinking of money as cash flow. You're thinking of it as an asset class, and so like when you're in that level, you can get into those deeper DeFi protocols like Maker, like Compound, and you know, not everyone will understand these things, but that's why the Telegram group is there. You have people that are in those uh, type of DeFi protocols, and it's like bypassing Wall Street and using their tools and being part of that technology without having to go through a traditional broker. You're all of a sudden you're using permissionless software to at least have the same financial tools that these hedge funds and like super financial entrepreneurial type of Wall Street people usually have.
Blanca Hinojosa is asking, what is your Telegram name? By the way, Telegram is an app that Luis is on where it's like a forum of crypto analysts, and he shares some of his tips and tricks ahead of time before he or as he's doing it to make sure that you jump and be ahead of the curve when it comes to these crypto moves that a lot of these mainstreamers have no idea that you're even doing up until maybe months later.
Yeah, like the NFT craze. I called it. You could go on my Facebook and type in NFT, and you can see that a month before the entire world was talking about them, I was shouting to all my Facebook friends, guys, NFTs are going to be big. Buy these blockchains. We could be millionaires together. And like no one listened except for my Telegram group people. And some of those people have a lot more money than I do, and they got in a lot more. They got a bigger position than I did, and they changed their lives. And some of these people are like in a lower position where they just have $200 to invest, $50 to invest. So I have various coins for various budgets.
Cool.
If you have $1 million, there's coins that I recommend you buy Ethereum, buy a bunch of Ethereum as much as possible.
How does Blanca find you on the Telegram? She has to message you first.
It's a
On
private,
Facebook, right?
yeah. It's a private Telegram group, so you're not going to be able to find it. And the reason I haven't made it public is because I have tried making a group that's public, and what happens is because you didn't understand the value of what I'm doing, people don't really take it seriously. So I stopped doing it for free, and I made it into a private Telegram group. People take the information more seriously, and people are engaging more because all of a sudden they feel like they have to, in order to get their money's worth, they have to ask me questions. So I made it a $20 monthly membership. You contact me on Facebook. I give you the instructions on where to pay, and then you instantly join our group, and you can see all the history chat log of everything that's been discussed about since day one. Yeah, and then you can go down to the chat log, get caught up, and then you essentially, like I said, you're shadowing a 12-year veteran, and you're looking at my habits. That's what I'm inviting you to. I'm not saying that I'm gonna make you money, but I'm making money, and I'm gonna let you copy me if you want. So you can shadow my trades, and it's up to you whether you want to follow me or not. Most people will, they'll listen to me and they'll follow my advice. I'll tell them don't spend more than $100 on this. It's high risk, or this is really safe. Ethereum is really safe. I recommend spending 5,000 if you can. Buy two of them. You know, I match to what the project is. If it's a legitimate project that's backed up by hundreds of thousands of developers around the world, I'm going to say that. But if it's something that's sketchy or that's brand new, that's high risk, like the new project that we answered, I'll tell my members, hey, don't put more than $50 in this. Don't be dumb. Just put $50, leave it in there for 3 months, see what happens. I think it's going to turn into 3 grand.
That's
But
cool.
but I might be wrong. But like that's why I tell them, because I might be wrong on this. I recommend a way lower position.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to be wrong on Ethereum. Ethereum is the next layer of the internet. Period. Like it's going to eventually flip Bitcoin. People, they hate talking about that. The
Wow.
Bitcoin maximalists, they're really scared of Ethereum right now because Ethereum's fixing all its problems.
Wow.
The scalability issue is being fixed. It used to be an infinite supply of Ethereum. Now there isn't. Slowly but surely, the coin is becoming more sophisticated, and I could see one day where it flips Bitcoin,
Whoa.
meaning that Ethereum would be number one market cap, and Bitcoin would be number two. And what that would, if that ever happens, I mean, the crypto community would go insane. First of all, but one of the first things that you'd see is that a lot of the money would flow into Ethereum. Once the flipping occurs, you would see it's like a breaking the resistance from a pair. In this case, Ethereum and Bitcoin. But yeah, man, all these kinds of words, I break them down simpler in the Telegram group. I just want people to know on here that I know my shit. I'm not gonna be spreading malinformation.
So, guys, you can check out KuCoin and sign on board with us and join the Telegram group. Add my buddy Luis Icantu on Facebook and get a hold of him so you can become a member of that private, exclusive Telegram group where you stay ahead of the curve and actually be ahead of the trends. Actually,
Yeah.
before people even get whiff of these things, Luis is already over it and on it like a Wolverine.
If you're in the Telegram group, type in RGB hashtag RGB cypherpunks, just so people know that there's some members watching this right now. Like some people might be on the sidelines wondering, is there even people in the? Yeah, we've had 22 new members join since the last time that I was on here. So
Yeah, I appreciate your time and effort and your knowledge, bro. Big time. Especially showing our fans and our friends that we're trying to help everybody here on this page win, make money, make life changing money to take care of your family so that you can actually live and be free a little bit. So, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you add my buddy Luis Icantu and join us and our Doji gang via KuCoin and ride that wave, man. Saturday's gonna be a big day. And I thank you so much for joining us, guys. And I want to say, God bless you guys. May the Father, mighty King of the universe, bless your home and your family. And may you guys be blessed mightily through the blood of Jesus Christ, the mighty Son of God, for you guys and your family. So God bless you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And a beautiful, beautiful show with lots of beautiful, beautiful fans. Thanks so much. And I appreciate each and every one of your comments and each and every one of your likes. Thank you. Ahí lo guachamos.